Cal, we want to start with the big story that you broke exclusively on AFL.com.au on Tuesday afternoon, and it is a contract story. Melbourne making a monster offer to keep Kosy Pickett at the Demons. It is a 7-year extension, a 9-year play on top of the deal he's already got until 2027. It would take him through to 2034. Take us through the details of the deal.
Yeah, let's get to it because it is our cover story today, Riley. It is the big sign here question that Melbourne want to make Kosy Pickett their man for the future. Inside the deal to lock in Kosy at the D's. Hook, line and sinker, the big club eyeing a big fish. That's another story coming up. The latest contract news around the comp, and no blues about it, why Carlton is set to land a young gun. Let's get to Kosy though, because this is the detail within what's been a monster move from Melbourne. So Melbourne has made a 7-year extension offer to him. That's on top of the 2 years already that he's signed till the end of 2027. So he's got 2 years to run anyway. They want to add 7 more years to that. Across the totality of this deal, it's a $12 million deal that takes him to the end of 2034. That'll make him the longest signed player in the competition, surpassing Hayden Young at Fremantle. He's on the cusp of signing this. So this is a massive move from Melbourne to lock in their gun for the very, very long term. Was already signed, as I said, for 2 more years, but they'll restructure those years and then add another 7 more. It was already going to be in the $1 million club for the next 2 seasons, but the overall worth of the deal understood to be around that $12 to $12.5 million. That'll make it the footy's biggest ever deal.
Yeah.
So we are talking a huge amount here. Fremantle has been chasing him hard. He's been thinking about it as well. Of course, until he signs the dotted line, he's not in, because this is a player who has changed his mind at different points. But if this deal isn't signed imminently, then I think we'll get a good read on what he wants to do at the end of the season, because this is moving and marching towards a very quick resolution.
The links for Kosy going back to WA have followed him throughout the entirety of his career.
Yep.
Do you see this play, which would take him through to 2034, is this a deal from Melbourne that locks him into the football club for the next 9 years? Or is this a bit of value protection in case he does want to go home at some point before 2034, that his value is still at tip-top shape?
Well, his value is not decreasing for a start, is he? He's just turned 24, so he's got another 10 years in his best form, I would say.
More from his trade value.
No, absolutely. No, that's right. And this is the hold that they now have on him, isn't it? They have real control over the trade potential in the future. He has changed his mind, as we said, at different points. It's been South Australia, it's been Western Australia, there's been links there. Even back to last year's trade period, he was keen to get back to Fremantle. But this move and his decision, I guess, in terms of actually settling into Melbourne as well, and the Melbourne Footy Club has been really strong on that as well, making this city a home for him and his family, and that's been a big part of his decision-making process too. So, look, his superstardom is only just about to rise even further, on track to be an All-Australian for the first time this year. He's kicked 21 goals in 10 games. He is their match winner. He's changed the way Melbourne plays through the midfield as well. At the same stage of his career, he's kicked more goals than Eddie Betts and Charlie Cameron, but he's doing it in the midfield now as well. So, look, this feels like a huge deal, because it is, but this is new money. We've talked about this throughout this year. There's Harley Reid offer, there's the Zach Butters deal that's on the table for him as well. There's Tom DeConing's money that's out there for him. There's Iwangan and Miller. We'll talk about him later in the show. The same money for these guys. This is the type of price you have to pay for the best, and Melbourne has put their flag in the ground and said, we want you for the rest of your career.
This has escalated quickly, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. Over the last couple of weeks, it's been bubbling, but escalated quickly now to the point where the expectation is that he signs this.
It's an extraordinary deal. Read more about it. Cal's exclusive story on AFL.com.au.